Well, I got my chance. And again, I look for redemption, but with hope this time. Reclamation comes with understanding of past mistakes.
Traveling cloak, the larger canvas skirt, patio and brunch bell these folks. Dress headpiece is your... Does everybody see something you like? Come on, let's hear it. There you go. That's the crowd roar we want to hear.
That good? All right. Meryl, take one.
It's Merle.
Merle?
Like Merle Haggard.
I don't know who that is.
Well, my name is Merle Fendig, and I am a local business owner here in Columbia, South Carolina. I own Bones, Rugs, and Harmony with my boyfriend and partner Steve. It is a furniture consignment store. We have what we hope is the quirkiest collection in Columbia for your home. Runway is a fashion show. The point is to make an outfit out of products that are at the end of their life cycle.
At one time, the giant squid existed solely as myth. Today, they have been proven as real as they always have been. Runway is a version of this mythical reality, an avant-garde fashion spectacle. Like the existence of the giant squid, our preconceptions often limit our view of what's possible. Runway finds life and luxury in garbage. Using discarded materials, new creations come to life, enabling us to evaluate the other things tossed aside too easily, be it goods, ambitions, or even our friendships.
I don't know how to explain it. For me, it's the challenge of I guess coming out of my comfort zone as an artist and seeing what happens. But I was so excited to do it this year and worked really hard on my dress and won 5th place. This award here. Eco Fabulous.
All right. So, Runway, is it running to or running from?
Oh, Runway is definitely running too. I think that it brought out artists that are traditional and non-traditional, and the subject matter could not be more adventurous. I told them that I read the directions literally, which was to use products at the end of their life cycle. And for me, I chose grocery bags because I felt like if I said grocery bags, everyone thinks, oh, that's been done before. And so that's why I took it to the extreme that I did, to show that even though it's an ordinary grocery bag, with a little bit of creativity, you could turn it into something just outstanding.
A friend of mine got sick. She had to cancel our plans. To preempt her guilt, I'd deliver a single beautiful flower. It occurred to me, as I searched dozens of tulips, if I was purchasing a bouquet, I'd pick up the nearest one and it would be good enough. Why slow down to search for the ideal flower? A bouquet is a symbol of gross success. When evaluating the single bloom, it's natural to reflect on the significance of the friendship it represents. The process, not the message, gives the gifting its value. Similarly, an artist's intention has no guarantees. Designers aren't always understood. Fashion, like any communication, comes with risks. Runway gives people a safe place to speak. The event itself solidifies intent. Like the single flower, these fashions are in direct opposition to the ridiculous excess of disposability.
What is garbage? Garbage is supposedly things that are no use to you anymore, and you must dispose of them. wait, I agree with you that I truly believe that nothing truly is garbage. I think that there can be something done with everything, even those dirty diapers. If anything, compost it, turn it into art. Some of the art projects I've done, were pieces from throwaway, this and that, but nothing is truly ever thrown away. You can't get rid of that. It does resurface in some way, whether it's in Asia and becomes part of that trash continent, or a fish eats the plastic that you throw away. I just read a statistic today that said that every person in America that gave up milk, soda, and tea for 2 weeks would create enough water to give to everyone in Africa water for the rest of their lives. So just think, for 2 weeks, if you redesigned, what you, or your habits with garbage and what you throw away, I mean, just imagine possibilities of that.
You mentioned the trash continent, and I think everyone can kind of agree that that's a terrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I think about it, for some reason, I find the concept beautiful. Can you understand that? Do you?
Well, I think that it's interesting that, in nature does its own vetting of garbage, if you will. The trash island concept is one of those things where you have all this trash and you think you have to bury it, or, as a lot of people say, go put it on the moon. Or, but then all by itself it turns into a small city. So with that, it's definitely, I can see where it's inspiring, which is kind of the whole point of Runaway, Runway, is that, it's taking garbage or things that you wouldn't normally see as art, or could be any kind of creative inspiration, and blowing your mind.
8 years ago, I got my first pet. It was a great moment. I gave him a huge kiss. He was indifferent. I wanted the kiss to bring happiness, but he didn't understand that or speak English, and so I looked for a new solution. Fashion design is about communicating beauty through clothing. Additionally, these designers have a message of redemption. Like communicating happiness to a cat, recycling can be a tough sell. For my cat, I use design to simplify the message. Today, I rub my face on his fur. I mark him the way he marks territory. By making a claim of ownership, he knows he's important to me. Love is too complex for an animal to understand. Design changed my approach. How does love work on a base level? Love is selfish, so I designed a message that communicates that. He's not indifferent anymore. But rubbing scent on people is sort of a gray area. In this way, culture has forever complicated the philosophy of love. As individuals, we are powerless to change this. As a group, the designers of Runaway Runway are confronting our limiting culture and shifting our perspective. Beauty no longer needs to be bound to the fact of newness. Beauty can be anything. It can even be trash.
You're kind of throwing me off with rewording that question. What you do speaks volumes. It's, you could talk all day long and say your opinions, but it matters what you do. And with fashion, once you make your piece and it's finished and it's off the mannequin, that is your work and what you say to everyone that sees it. Aesthetics versus function, or do they work hand in hand? Form and function, I guess, was my biggest challenge now that I think about it, because, in my mind, I wanted to do this grand dress, but she also had to walk in it. I guess the best, or that design, was that really the best choice because it wasn't so functional.
Just before I moved, I met a person who I was destined to become best friends with. But I didn't want to construct a friendship during a time of flux. She didn't understand. I left town and we became acquaintances. Today, we have no basis for communication. We aren't friends. Reclamation comes with understanding of past mistakes. Regret, however, is different. Regret haunts until a second chance presents itself. Well, I got my second chance, and again I look for redemption, but with hope this time. Runway is optimism. To think of it simply as a fashion show is wrong. I love Runway because it gives the devalued new life and another chance. It gives people hope to help the planet and to make beauty and to have a creative response. But above all else, because it's not a show about fashion, it's a show about heart.
I don't think fashion is all about other people. Fashion, it's a balance that comes between saying what you'd like to say with the work, but also doing that in a way that everyone can understand you. So, fashion is for yourself because it is the conduit in which you choose to get your message across, whatever that is, but also you have to do it in a way that everyone can get what you're saying.